rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Patriot Angle Podcast, a show about America's truth, unhinged, unfiltered, raw. Your host, Mike Gardner.
In an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID Relief Bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID. This bill contains $85.5 million for assistance to Cambodia, $134 million to Burma, $1.3 billion for Egypt, and the Egyptians will go out and buy almost exclusively Russian military equipment. $25 million for democracy and gender programs in Pakistan. $505 million to Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. $40 million for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., which is not even open for business. $1 billion for the Smithsonian, and an additional $154 million for the National Gallery of Art. Likewise, these facilities are essentially not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the breeding of fish in federal hatcheries, $3 million in poultry production technology, $2 million to research the impact of down trees, $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each. This is far more than the Americans are given. Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant for 2 years. This 2-year period must be withdrawn, which will allow the owners to obtain financing and get their restaurants back in condition. Congress can terminate it at a much later date, but 2 years is not acceptable. It's not enough. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right there. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to today's show. You just heard the president basically irate, which is what's been going on. Long delays of this negotiation process of the stimulus, this next round of stimulus checks, which, if anybody heard, has passed. The president has signed this bill over the weekend, finally. Which we all thought he wasn't, because the president was demanding a very, very larger amount of checks to be issued to the American people. He felt that $600 was just not enough for small businesses and individuals, families as well. But He did sign the bill, which I believe will be taking place. So the stimulus is here, folks, but there are some big caveats in the bill. As you just heard the president say, this was a massive $2.3 trillion, yes, trillion, folks, with a T, coronavirus relief package. Not only going to benefit the American people, but it's going to benefit more than the American people. I mean, you just heard the president say, where this money is going, and it's just it's not enough, folks. It's not enough. Like I said, the president did sign the massive $2.3 trillion release coronavirus relief package that at the very last minute over the weekend. That signature does two important things for the U.S. economy. It averts a government shutdown because we were in the midst of a government shutdown, folks. If he did not sign the bill, the government was going to begin to shut down tomorrow, Tuesday. But it extends billions of dollars in coronavirus aid to struggling Americans. Folks, what's $600 going to do? Maybe pay a couple of bills, a light bill, an electric bill. It's not going to pay your rent. It's not going to pay your rent. I don't know anybody that pays $600 in rent, and if they do, God bless you. God bless you. You're very blessed to pay that amount, but it's not going to pay your rent, most people's rent. It's not going to pay most people's mortgages. It's $600 is, it seems like a lot of money, but these days, folks, $600 is just the same as a dollar bill in most people's pockets, right? The estimate 12 million people in two key pandemic unemployment programs who were facing their last paycheck this weekend will now receive benefits for another 11 weeks. So not only did the stimulus package help people that have been on unemployment, a good estimate of 12 million of us, but it will now extend the benefits for another 11 weeks. So for a little less than 3 months. So you're still going to be receiving unemployment benefits for another 2.5, little less than 3 months. It's going to help people a little bit, but when that unemployment benefit runs out, we're going to be in the same predicament that we were this past week, relying on this stimulus package to pass in Congress, which it has. But I even feel, I agree with President Trump. It's not enough. $600 is not enough. The $2,000 he was asking should have went to the American people instead of all this extra money, this wasteful money going to overseas. Plus, folks. Oh, here's a boozer here. Plus, all those collecting jobless payments will receive a $300 weekly federal boost through mid-March. Oh, well, that's nice, right? The relief package also extends eviction protection to January 31st. So that means you're basically you'll be rent-free until the end of the month in January of next month. That's not very long away, folks. It's only short, few weeks away, right? 3.5 weeks away. Almost 4 weeks away. It's not a very long time. It provides $25 billion in rental assistance for those who lost their sources of income during the pandemic. An estimated 9.2 million renters who have lost employment income during the pandemic are behind on rent. So it's gonna help people that are facing hardship with paying rent. What else does the bill say? I'm just going briefly over it. I don't want to, bore my listeners with this whole topic, because it's a lot of caveats, on this bill, because Trump did not sign the bill on Saturday. Those enrolled in the two unemployment programs will likely not receive a payment for the final week of the year. Their payments could be also delayed several weeks, while state agencies reprogram their computers. Okay, so there's the backdrop, folks. There's the backdrop. All these U.S. lawmakers are going to nail Trump for not signing the bill and delaying the bill. oh, what was the point of delaying the bill and this and that, and Trump's 11th hour of intervention against his agreement, his administration negotiated, didn't help matters. Well, it didn't help matters. Yes, it didn't help matters, but he was asking for a larger amount of stimulus for the American people. I mean, the American people deserve, a larger check than $600. I mean, that's just like a slap in the face for us. It really is. It's a slap in the face to every American. It's a slap in the face when you have your own Congress, your own government sending other money in this package to other countries. But for what? For what? Why do they need a piece of the pie? Why do they need a piece of the pie of this stimulus? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I mean, maybe I'm confused on some things, but I mean, do you understand it? Why do they need a piece of the pie? Be right back, folks. Hey, folks, this got to get to a new sponsor here on the show. Freewheel Farms. Anybody living in the Atlanta area, if you're looking for a farm, an urban farm, pretty cool one too in the city, look no further to Freewheel Farms. I happen to live near this great little business here that's run by young farmers. That know their stuff, folks. They know their stuff, and they know what's healthy for you. Head over there to Freewheel Farms. You can even check them out on their Facebook, Freewheel Farms, or freewheelfarms.com. They have everything from organic vegetables to just about anything that you're looking for. Very, very good stuff. They know everything about farming. They know everything about organics. I happen to buy from them from time to time, and they're very, very well down-to-earth type of people. So if you're looking for a good farmer's market even too, head over there to Freewheel Farms in Atlanta, Georgia. Folks, this is a really, really good small business, and if anything, any time for supporting a small business, that's the company to support. And I support Freewheel Farms. So head over there to today and basically check them out. All right, folks, welcome back to the show. For those who's just joining in, welcome to the Patriot Angle. I'm your host, Mike. We're talking about the latest debaucheries of the stimulus deal that Trump just basically put his John Hancock, his signature there on the paper, the legislative paper this past weekend. Signed the bill in his winter White House, so to speak, down in Mar-a-Lago over the weekend. Was basically demanding a larger payment for the American people, but now is labeling this package here that's going to be issued to the American people, people that are making less than $75,000 a year. You would be entitled to this, and I guess what are they doing? They're going to put to what we're seeing right here. Yeah, he's shaking his head. He's disgusted about it too, just as I am. It's a disgrace, just like the president said. It's a disgrace. But the way they're going to issue these payments is as they did the same one with the first coronavirus package of the $1,200 that we've received this past summer. For those, however you filed your 2019 taxes, you're going to be receiving either a direct deposit or the paper checks. Folks, it just if you think 2020 hasn't been stressful enough, you got to look more into this whole ordeal with this coronavirus. Oh boy, this article now here coming out of where the hell is this article coming out of Yahoo News. They got some good stuff. I look at their articles from time to time. Article coming out of Yahoo News says, China tells Ant Group to quickly overhaul its business. Oh, boy. Back to China again. China has ordered Ant Group to overhaul its operations, dealing yet another blow to to the payments giant controlled by the billionaire Jack Ma. And people are like, well, what does this have to do with the coronavirus? Everything, folks. Everything. Everything. Big problems, folks. This Ant Group, okay, what they're now calling it, an Ant Group, which is affiliated with e-commerce giant Alibaba, offers everything from investment accounts and micro savings products to insurance, credit scores, and even dating profiles. The company been subject to intense scrutiny in recent weeks after a Chinese official shocked officials by halting its huge IPO at the last minute. Folks, when the president was talking here, okay, about the stimulus package, these are the groups that these payments are going to. Why are we still sending money to other foreign countries? Why does everything that has to go through Congress have to be put in blueprint? Make sure you give to the little guys. Make sure you give to the little guys. For what? Why can we not take care of our people? Why do we always have to make sure that there is money left over for these third world countries? I don't understand it. In other news, Bitcoin prices are going berserk. Oh yeah. I never got Bitcoin. Because I never understood its currency levels and everything else. It's just I don't know. I have no idea. But I was never thrilled about Bitcoin. I was never excited about the concept. Stocks, that's enough for me. I do my stocks on the side. That's enough. I don't get involved with this crap. Bitcoin here. Another news. Bitcoin prices are going berserk. I could have told folks that 5-10 years ago when the concept came out, never trust international currency because you don't know the source, you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know where it's going, you don't know if it's going to be up or down. It's not like stock, folks. Yeah, stock can take a couple dollar hit and then it just be back up the next day. Bitcoin is an entirely different system. But anyway, Bitcoin is crashing. Well, we knew that was going to happen. Upward, its price briefly topped $28,000 over the weekend and may have more room to run. The content, Bitcoin passed $20,000 for the first time in just 11 days. $20,000 it passed in just 11 days? And this is coming out of CNN Business. That's folks, the system's crashing. It's a system within its own system. I knew this was going to happen. Investors are pouring money into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies during the COVID-19 pandemic as the Federal Reserve set interest rates near zero and expects to keep them there for several more years, severely weakening the U.S. dollar. That makes Bitcoin an attractive currency. Yeah. What's up next for that? What's next for Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin was like this whole new ordeal. 10 years ago? Oh, Bitcoin! It's gonna be the new international currency. It's gonna replace the United States currency. It's gonna replace the United States dollar. It's gonna replace all these different currencies throughout the world. You're only gonna need a card, and you can use it all over the world. Yeah, we knew, folks, it wasn't gonna work. We knew it wasn't gonna work. And when you have stuff like the pandemics, it doesn't help to. It doesn't help the scenario. Doesn't help the scenario one damn bit. Everybody's going berserk here with the coronavirus. I think I'm getting a little tired of hearing it. I'm getting tired of hearing cases on TV. I'm getting tired of it's being more politicized more than ever now than it was 8-9 months ago. I think everybody's just getting sick and tired of it. Everybody's getting sick and tired of just hearing it. COVID. We definitely live in the COVID era. And if people are not struggling to pay their rent, people are not struggling to pay their mortgages, put food on the table for themselves, the family, the kids, what else is more? What else do we have to suffer from, folks? Because this is getting bad. This is getting bad. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. It really is. Really is. But, it's just the stimulus check here. We'll go back to the stimulus check. Okay? When you hear stimulus check, $600, I look at it as a damn joke. I mean, what is 600? Folks, how are you going to stimulate someone's pocket with $600? Like I said, you pay a bill, maybe 2, 3, the most. But that's it. Once that $600 runs out, that's it. You can't call Uncle Sam and say, hey, I need another $600. I ran out. Doesn't work like that. Folks, this is not going to stimulate the economy. That's $600. It's not. Yeah, it might stimulate the economy for what? A couple days? But what's that going to do? What is that going to do? Folks, a second stimulus check, whether it would be for $600 or $2,000, either way, payments would arrive in waves. They would arrive in waves because that's how Congress is. Folks, they're not giving you a pat on the back. They're not just giving you an extra money. This is your money. I mean, a lot of people, oh yeah, they're giving us extra money. It's not extra money. It's your money. It's money that you put in as a taxpayer. You're basically getting your money back. I mean, And the whole waves part about it is, either way, the payments would arrive in waves. Okay, I said this with the first stimulus. If there's going to be a second stimulus, it would arrive in a wave. Here's the second wave. After days of delay, President Trump signed the COVID-19 relief bill Sunday night, approving for a second stimulus check for up to $600 per person. And then the qualifying child dependent. So if you have a child dependent, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of extra money. But still, even that extra money, what is it going to do for your family? What is it going to do for your family? It's not going to stimulate your finances. It's not going to make you richer. Yeah, like I said, you might be able to pay a bill off or two. But where you'd fall on the IRS payment schedule will help determine if you'd be one of the first in line to get the second stimulus or one of the last. It could be the last, folks. This could be the very last stimulus check that President Trump signs into law. What we will get with Biden or Harris is on me. Will there be more stimulus checks in the future? It's on me. I have no idea what's going to happen after January 20th. But I tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of mayhem, a lot of chaos, a lot of frustration, and a lot of anger after the 20th of this year. That there is. We also know that instead, these payments are expected to follow a certain order. What that means is with some people winding up huge advances over others when it comes to the delivery window. So what does that mean? The delivery window? Is the rich going to get the payment first? Are the people that are making $65,000 to $75,000 a year, are they going to get it first? I mean, are the middle class going to get it first? Are the small businesses going to get it first? I mean, who's going to get it first? Who's going to get it first, folks? Is the senior citizen that lives over there in the assistant living home across the street? Is that man going to get his stimulus check first? That's what it should go. It should go to the elderly. It should go to the people with special needs. It should go to those people, folks. Those people first. The disabled people first. Why not? But they'll probably do it like they did at the beginning, with the first set of stimulus checks. So here's what the article says, because I decided to read the article a little bit. The first group of people, okay, that are going to supposedly get this $600 check are people with direct deposit. Now, people who have set the direct deposit information on file with the IRS, okay, or who quickly provided that information when the first stimulus check went through, are projected to be the first group to receive the stimulus check. So those people are going to be the first group to receive the stimulus check, people that set up direct deposit. And then so forth and so forth. The people that didn't have direct deposit, that got paper checks for the 2019 tax returns, they're going to be the second wave of people. So it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same scenario that got played out with the first set of stimulus checks this past summer. The good news is, there's good news. Good news can sometimes be bad news. Let's hear the good news. The good news is very, very fast way of getting money. Or excuse me, I got to read that again. First of all, Paul, can I get a glass of water, please? Thank you. Thank you. This show is going to be roughly almost an hour, so I got to get some water in here. But the good news is, direct deposit. Okay. So if you got the direct deposit, you're going to get these stimulus checks first, okay? If you don't have direct deposit, well, it's going to be, delayed a little bit, because then they have to print out the checks, and then they have to send the checks out, and they have to verify the addresses on file, and blah, 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 blah. Ah, boy. And then, it gets better, folks. Social Security beneficiaries. Here are the two main scenarios. Did you want to hear these? With the first stimulus payment, many people who received Social Security disbursements, who also had direct deposit information on file with the federal government, will receive checks in the first week. Oh, okay. Well, that's good for the Social Security beneficiaries, right? Though not always on the first day. Oh, boy. See, there's the kicker. See, you might receive the Social Security beneficiaries, the people that are on SSI, Social Security disability, all those, they'll receive it in the first week. But they might not receive it in that wave of people that are not on Social Security. See, that doesn't make sense. That does not make sense whatsoever. So... But the U.S. Treasury says they could process up to 5 million to 7 million paper stimulus checks a week in addition to checks for other federal programs, according to the Government Accountability Office. So that's going to take delays. This whole thing, folks. But there's a catch. There's a catch. There's always a catch. Language in the stimulus bill stimulates a cutoff of January 15th for the IRS to send out payments. So anyone who doesn't receive theirs by the date that would have to claim it in early 2020 during tax season. That gives people who sign up for direct deposit a distant advantage. Oh, boy. So there's a cutoff for this here, for the stimulus bill. It's January 15th. So January 15th, the IRS has until January 15th to send out these payments. So from now, what's today? Today is the 28th of December. So we're approaching January. So there's 31 days in December. So we have the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the IRS, I had to count. I'm sorry, folks. The IRS literally has 2.5 weeks to send these payments out. That's the window. That's the cutoff, January 15th. Oh, that's right before the crazy inauguration of Biden and Harris. That's going to be a circus. That's going to be a circus, I tell you. So, like I said, Will this help people? It'll help people to an extent. It'll help people, you know, maybe to pay a couple bills. It's not going to stimulate the economy. I don't understand why they say stimulus. It does not stimulate an economy. It's not extra money. It's just your money that you're literally getting back from your taxes that you paid into the economy. It's like a refund check, right? It's you're getting your money back that you paid into the system. So people need to understand about that. You know, they think, oh, it's extra money. It's this and that. It's not extra money, folks. It's the money you put into the system. You're just getting it back. It's like an extra refund check, basically. You know. But with that being said, folks, we got a lot more to say on the show here. I want to get into a couple more segments, and I want to get into a couple of sponsors here on the show. But with that being said, folks, we'll be right back after these words. Don't go anywhere.
Police power, the kind of gangster and thug mentality. Somebody's got to open up the jails and let our children go.
The truth, Warnock has always pursued a radical social agenda.
Nobody can serve God and the military.
Warnock's agenda is radical socialism.
Lay your power down.
Jonathan, what the president is doing right now is unbelievably cruel. Many millions of people are losing their extended unemployment benefits. They're going to be evicted from their apartments because the eviction moratorium is ending. We are looking at a way to get the vaccine distributed to tens of millions of people. There's money in that bill. And this president is diddling around, and he may actually veto it. My view is that given the terrible economic crisis facing this country, yes, we do need to get $2,000 out to every working class individual in this country, $500 for their kid. But you can't diddle around with the bill. Sign the bill, Mr. President, and then immediately, Monday, Tuesday, we can pass a $2,000 direct payment for the working families of this country.
The president came up with this.
I'm going to turn it off right there. You just heard Bernie Sanders demanded the president to sign the bill. Folks, this was last week. This was last week when the stimulus bill was in limbo, right? It was in limbo. And all these lawmakers, these senators on, both sides, Democrat and Republican, were basically begging the president to sign the bill. Sign the bill. Sign the bill for what? I mean, folks, you don't understand why Trump was delaying this. He wasn't hurting the American people. See, this government, folks, is so deranged. It's so unhinged with its own party system. Okay, that they're attacking one man, the president, for basically saying that all the American people in this country are where they are because of President Trump. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's President Trump's fault, right? That you lost your job. No. It's not President Trump's fault. It was a disease, a virus. It's a pandemic that entered our shores. He did the right thing back in early February, January, March area time that he closed the country down from several countries that were infected to begin with. A lot of people say that the virus came from the UK. It came, we don't know where the hell it came from. Christ, it could have came from somebody's backyard for all we know, and it was kept in cahoots. I mean, we don't know, folks. We don't know, but you can't blame a president for everything. You lost your job. You can't blame somebody. You can't, it's a natural an event. It happens. You got to move on with your life. But the president demanded for $2,000 checks. I mean, that's what he wanted for the American people. He wants to give the American people $2,000 checks because they haven't been getting diddly crap for the last 8-9 months. Some of these people have been unemployed. Some of them have been getting very little with unemployment checks. Some of them are just overworked employees that are essential workers that still are struggling. I mean, I know. Believe it or not, I'm not going to mention their names in the show, but I know some folks that are essential workers. Okay, and they're working their asses off right now. They're working their asses off. Okay, are they getting paid extra money for being an essential worker? Are some of them are? Some of them are getting bonuses. That's great. Bless them. Bless their hearts that they work for a company that's basically providing for that employee of extra bonuses on their checks. Because I mean, are you getting that from the federal government? No, you're getting a $600 check. A $600 check. What the hell is that going to provide? What is that going to provide? That's what the president's trying to say to Congress. That you want me to sign a $600 stimulus bill for and then to send $600 to American citizens. What is that going to do? What is that going to do when this bill? There's more money being dished out to other countries. Okay. Other countries and big box giants that are getting more money than the average American citizen. It's pathetic, folks. It really is. It's sad. It's sad when you have even senators such as Bernie Sanders that's saying, "Oh, it's Trump is hurting the American people and this and that." Folks, this country is just going to get worse and worse and worse. Our government is going to get worse and worse and worse until we step up. Until, when we had, let me go back a little bit. Let me rewind 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, when we had an outsider by the name of Donald J. Trump step into that Oval Office, okay, and become the President of the United States, okay? When he became the President of the United States, he was an outsider that actually worked for the American people, okay? When was the last time you had a person in the White House that actually worked for the American people? It's been a very, very long time. Maybe Ronald Reagan, JFK, hell, even Abraham Lincoln. I mean, it's been a very, very long time since we have had a president that's actually worked for the American people. I'm telling you, this folks, we're in dangerous times right now. We are in very, very dangerous times right now. And if this administration, okay, of what's left to it, because sadly we might see a Biden-Harris administration come January 20th. But folks, it's the voting, they're still counting. They're still doing their recounts. They're still doing their court hearings. They're still. I mean, folks, we are in the midst of a transition in this country, of what the likes of American citizens are not even understanding or don't even realize what's happening in this country. Folks, we are in a transition phase of this country. This country is going to transform into something else in the next coming years. We are losing our freedoms. We're losing our liberties. We are losing our freedom of speech. They are trying to abolish our gun rights. They're attacking freedom of religion. Folks, this is not the same country as it once was just a short period of time. Just a year ago, we had the strongest economy in the world. That says a lot for a country to say you have the strongest economy in the world. We went from having the strongest economy into the world to having 15 million American citizens unemployed. We went from having very, very good stocks, right? The stock market was phenomenal in this country, to having a damn near crash. We had little mama and pop run shops, small businesses flourishing in this country because of President Trump's successful roles with small business. Now they're closing up shop and they're forced to stay closed by certain leaders, certain Democratic leaders and governors because of a pandemic. 5-star restaurants, no more. It's getting bad, folks. It's getting bad. Will this country ever recover? I hope so. But I keep on telling people it's going to be a long day or a long period of time to overcome this. Folks, this is not going to, we're not going to be able to recover this in a year. It's going to take years and years and years to recover of what happened to us here in the United States from this pandemic. This is a global pandemic, a global event that happened to the world. Not only affected America, but affected other countries as well. The UK are suffering travesty in their country. Same thing, businesses, restaurants, retailers, everything. Closing up shop. They can't afford to pay rent. They can't afford to pay their mortgage. They can't afford to pay their lease for their restaurant. They can't afford anything like that because they're forced to stay closed. And if they open, I'm told in some areas that you have to pay $1,000 fine. $1,000 fine to try to open up your business, to try to feed your families. What is wrong with this country? Where are we going? We're going down bad, dark paths in this country. Very dark paths. Very, very dark paths. According to Johns Hopkins University data, shows that December may become the deadliest month for COVID. If nothing got worse, it's going to get better, right? Or say that backwards. If nothing's going to get better, it's going to get worse, right? Well, Hopkins University data showed December 25th is when reported deaths from the coronavirus passed the April's death toll of 60,738 people. With several days remaining in December, the record is looking to pass the April death toll. Also, in other news, COVID-19 is spreading faster in California than most states. California ranked number 2 amongst the states where coronavirus was spreading the fastest, including New York City. Folks, this is bad. This is very bad times. Very bad times we're living through. We're living through very dark times of our country's history. And it's just going to get worse, folks. I don't want to say it like that, but sadly, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. The recovery in this country is going to take years upon years. That may spread into generations. I mean, we might not see a full recovery in this country for at least a good 10 or 20 years. Some analysts are saying at least 20 years, 10, 20 years. To just recover some of the economic downfall. I mean, you've had businesses close up shop, folks, that will never recover. They'll never open again. You'll never have the same restaurants that you once enjoyed going to on a daily basis, such as cities like San Francisco and New York City and Chicago and Miami and all these big beautiful cities, Atlanta, all these big, beautiful cities. The restaurant business, the small restaurant business, these 5-star restaurants will never recover. They'll never open. They'll never be able to open because of what happened. There's been so much damage from this coronavirus pandemic, so much damage. And it's sad. It really is. It's sad. The recovery in this country, like I said, will take years. It'll take years for COVID-19. But on other news, good sight of the COVID-19 coming out of last week, around the 18th, nationally, from the CDC, it says nationally levels of influenza-like illnesses declined again this week. It declined. So it's coming down a little bit, folks. Yeah, people are. Is it because they're practicing their social distance? Is it because they're wearing masks? Who is it to believe that that these masks are helping? Some of it, the CDC saying that the masks are helping. If you stay 6 feet away from one another, it does help slow the spread. The mask, they'll work to an extent, but they will not work 100%. And I think I think people are starting to understand that. I think people are starting to understand it because, I walk around sometimes. I've noticed a lot of people not wearing masks, okay? But they're practicing. They're practicing not 6 feet, the social distance. They're not practicing that. You know what they're practicing, folks? Common sense. Common sense will help you. Common sense will cure you, and common sense will keep you alive. You don't need to... I think we're all adults here, right? We're all adults. I don't think we need from the federal government or any type of agency to tell us that we need to wear a mask, we need to wash our hands, we need to cover our mouth when we sneeze, we need to stay away from people that look a little ill or they're sick. That's common sense. We all learned that when we were children, right? We all learned that while we were children. Practice common sense. Practice common sense. It shows with this disease and any type of flu-like illness or disease that this disease has a survival rate, folks, of 98%. 98%. Well, where's the 2% coming from? The 2% are the vulnerable people, right? The people that have underlying health issues, such as diabetes, heart failure, elderly people for that matter. Those are the vulnerable people. Those are the 2%. The other 98%, mainly, children, adolescents, people in their 20s, 30s, at least under 60 years of age. You might contract COVID-19, but the survival rate is so high that, it's in and out of your system. Woof. It's in and out of your system like a magic wand. Boof, boof, boof. It's out. All I can say, folks, is the morality of this, folks, is that we have to understand what it is and how to overcome it. Practice a good hygiene. Eat correctly. Exercise on a daily basis, or try to at least exercise when you can. Don't smoke. Don't do drugs. Don't drink. Don't heavily medicate. You'll be fine, folks, if you don't do any of those bad factors. With that being said, folks, thank you for joining into today's podcast, and we'll see you next year, as this one is the last podcast of 2020, Season 1. I'm going to close out 2020 here with the very last show. I'd like to do a show right around the 1st of January, but we got to see what our editors are doing. This has been the first show in roughly about almost 2 weeks. It's been very, very busy here on the platform, and also with my personal leisure time. But I also want to invite people to like our Facebook page, the Patriot Angle podcast, and also follow us on that page as well, as you will see the latest news, views, and reviews. We like to post as much information to the American people on our Facebook page so they can get an insight of what's going on that we don't have enough time to say on the show. And also, if you have Spotify app, follow us on Spotify. And if you can, please support to our cause. It helps us create new episodes to the show, and for the American listener and people around the world as well. We are a free podcast, so what it does is it actually helps us, with sponsors. It helps us with new agendas. So please, if you can, support our podcast by giving, just as little as $1. It helps a long way, folks, and it's going to a good conservative podcast such as the Patriot Angle here show. So with that being said, thank you for joining into today's show. Like us and follow us on Facebook, and look for our new YouTube page in the near future. And also follow us on Spotify and anywhere you hear a podcast. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you next one.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.